Hey everybody, and welcome to the midweek check-in overview for April 20th through 26th of 2025. As always with these, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And this is just for the overview of the general collective. If you'd like a personalized read, my link is the Mintaka Experience on Facebook. So for the collective, I'm getting a lot of duality, oppositional defiance, like oppositional defiance disorder, ADD, ADHD, autism. So mental health is very important for this week, and it's affecting a lot of our decisions, especially affecting our short-term goals, our long-term goals, our midterm goals. What we do now is going to affect 3 to 6 weeks from now. So just being more aware of giving your 2 weeks notice, making sure that people know 2 months ahead of time what's going on instead of leaving it to the last second, making sure that you have everything under control and under your belt before you move forward. Don't just quit if you don't have a backup plan. Don't just give up just because you're mood and you feel like it. Have a valuable reason, have a logical explanation, be reasonable, be responsible. Don't leave things up to chance, and don't just get so impulsive that you end up not going because of impulse. Um, Social anxiety, performance anxiety, and panic attacks induced with anxiety are all going to be prominent within the week. So keep your blood pressure under control, keep your heart rate under wraps, and make sure that you don't get too red eyed or blur eyed to focus and see straight. Hot-headedness and attention-seeking behaviors due to lack of control or fear of manipulation come into play, especially perceived manipulation and perceived control when there's really no control being used at this point. The way you word things, the way you ask questions, and the way you think can tell a lot about a person. Self-pleasures, dispositions, and how you appear to others has been highly affected this midweek, especially for those born in February to April. It does look like there's going to be a lot of back and forth, being on the fence about things, hopping the fence back and forth. Immigration, emigration, so leaving the country and coming into the country. We have a lot of deportations and tariffs and economics and political science going on in the background. A lot of red hats and solidarity bracelets and accusations of cults that are non existent, and ignoring the elephant in the room. There's a lot of ignorance, a lot of bliss through the ignorance, and a lot of willful abundance based on because they're ignorant to what they could do without it and they don't care. A lot of ennui is going on this week, especially for April through July 23rd, babies. Finding out your soul family is a work in progress. You're learning your background, you're learning your demographics, you're learning your culture. You're teaching other people about yourself by how you respond, how you don't respond, how you act, how your body tone is, how your body language is, what you're doing with your hands while you're talking, what you're doing as they see you, what you're doing behind their back as they leave. You may say one thing to their face and turn around behind their back and say something else. Or you might mumble right in front of them about them and then just brush it off as if it's nothing. So watching your habits to mumble, watching your habits to speak underneath your breath about people, watching your speaking ill about people, watching your personalizing things versus actual personal attacks, based on word choice and context clues and deductive reasoning and critical thinking. Blame shifts, deflecting accountability, with avoidance tactics. Read a book, educate yourself, learn something new. do a new art project. So write poetry, draw, color, do a new activity, go somewhere you haven't eaten before, go somewhere you haven't been before, travel the world that you haven't been before, go somewhere you haven't been in a while since you were a child. Do something out of the ordinary while still within your comfort zone to at least help you break free of the mundane and the routine and the humdrum life at that point. Frap Attack by the Cleveland Show keeps sticking out. So watching jealousy, watching envy, watching your caffeine intake, your stimulants, your amphetamines, your drug addictions, your codependencies, your narcissistic desires, your sexual drive, and even your resentment factors. Wrath, rage, pride, and sloth are going to be the main four. And gluttony would be a fifth one if you needed a fifth one to work on. Gluttony isn't always food, so it can be money, it could be drugs, it could be emotions, it could be attention, energy vampires, and those that suck life force, whether intentionally or no, is going to be prominent today and within the midweek. So just be aware of who's around you, even if they're cloaked or stealth mode or invisible or transparent or they're cloaked. So ward, protect, ground, center, practice mindfulness, practice grounding, practice gratitude, abundance, thinking instead of saying I don't know why. Focus on what you do know. Shift the focus, keep sticking out like a compass. Both directional compass and a mathematical compass stick out. So math and direction and geography are all going to be very prominent. So that could be anything from weather to financial plans needing to be in place to being more aware of your spending habits or your impulse buys or your what you say affecting financial stability. So you might say something, you might go do what you say, and then you find out that you shouldn't have said that and done that because now you don't have money for what you really wanted. So find out what you really want, find out what you really desire, find out what you really need, and then go from there. Priorities matter, but they might not be spoken about. Watch those people-pleasing, watch the empathy bias, and watch the personalized bias. Because if you people please too much and you empathize too much and you people please too much, then you're neglecting yourself and you're abandoning yourself because of the fact that you'd rather give others what they want and then you're holding in resentment unconsciously, especially to those you love, and then holding them accountable for your choices. And that's not fair to anybody. That's not fair to your guides, your protectors, or even anybody that's around you or within you. That's really not a smart thing for you guys to be doing as a collective, to think about it that way. So sorry about that, guys. So work on your delegations and your priorities and stay grounded based on yourself and your inner happiness as opposed to distractions and busyness around you. So learn to deal with distractions, learn to deal with impulses, learn to deal with your anxiety to where you can tell the difference between your anxiety, fear, and your intuition telling you, or your intuition telling you because of your anxiety you're not going to get that goal you want, and then work towards what you want to do, especially within June 6th through July 26th. But that's what I get for April 20th through 26th of 2025 for the collective. As always with these, take a resonance, leave it doesn't. Thanks for joining.